Loughs Agency. If you've ever heard of the Loughs Agency, we're a fisheries organisation. So what we do is we look after all the salmon, sea trout and brown trout in the River Faughan, the River Faughan, and all the tributary rivers that run into it. And what the Loughs Agency does is we check the water quality. We make sure that the water that they're living in and they're travelling in is clean and it's not polluted. The best way for us to do that is by looking at the invertebrates that live in it. So what we'll do now is I'll go down, catch some invertebrates, do a kick net sample. What we do is we'll put the net downstream of where we're standing, kick up as much mud as we possibly can. The mud flows into the net, and then we put all our contents of our net into a tray of water. Then you get your wee spoons, you catch some of the wee insects in your wee spoons, have a close look at them, and then use this name trail here. This is a classification guide that will tell you how to actually find your different insects or identify what they are. And all the insects get a score out of 10. So the insects that get a 10 out of 10 are the ones that are very susceptible to pollution. So they will die if there's any pollution in the water. Whereas the ones that get 1 out of 10 are very tough. They'll survive no matter how much pollution you put in. Some of them even thrive in it, so they actually survive really well. So what we'll do is we'll have a close look at some of these insects. We'll score the River Faughan out of 10 for health, using our invertebrates, using our bugs that we're going to find, and then you'll be able to see how healthy it is. We're doing this later on as well down at Donnybrewer, so we're getting you in to do a wee sweep net sample in some of the big ponds down there. Put the net downstream, the water's flowing into it. One foot in the ground. Dig. Now is in lump, larvae, or into nymphs. Like this guy's a nymph here. So what happens is he hatch out, he'll be tiny, absolutely microscopic. He'll cling to a rock and he'll grow, he'll eat algae, he'll eat other insects and things like that, and he'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually he'll develop wings on his back. And those wings, whenever he feels like it, or whenever she feels like it, she'll come up to the surface of the water, peel off her old skin and turn into a fly. They're called mayfly. Why do you think they're called mayfly?
Because they're born in May.
They hatch out in May. So around this time of year now, whenever the weather gets a wee bit better and a little less windy, they'll leave the water and they'll start their life cycle. So they'll go out, fly about, find a mate, and then go back to the water, lay their eggs. And usually their life cycle as a mayfly in the water, the nymph in the water, is 2 years long, whereas whenever they hatch out as a fly, they only live for a couple of days. And that's them. But the fish love them. A small juvenile salmon, doesn't matter what age it is, in a kick net sample, to pick it up you'd cause it a lot of stress, especially at that young age. They're used to hiding in underneath rocks and cobbles and boulders and things like that. They'll die from the stress. It's illegal to kill those fish. We're part of the protections, protect them at every stage of their life cycle. So whatever their eggs, alvin, fry, par, or the adult salmon or smolt, they're protected. You're not allowed to kill fish that small either. The fish you kill are adult fish returning.
What happens if we don't kill it?
You could get fined. Well, you're too young to get fined really. If you're under 18 you're okay, but you should still be very conscientious about what you're doing, because that fish hopefully will survive to go on to become an adult and lay thousands upon eggs. They lay about 8,000 eggs when they're adults.